you very much. Good evening, everyone. My name is Jake. I'm the representative for TMG over here in the UK market. So looking to just give you a bit of an overview tonight. And as Khushbu mentioned, there's a couple of prizes, including the glamping experience, which I've never really covered before because it's a new product. So hopefully some of you will be able to get out to Vietnam this year. I know it's picking up a lot, the tourism over there. So fingers crossed some of you might be able to experience that. So just to cover off with the TMG, if you don't know what it is, TMG means Thien Minh Group, and it was founded around 28 years ago. It's one of the largest hospitality groups in Asia. Mr. Thien founded Buffalo Tours.
The government may have spent, as I said, £2.1 billion.
And essentially, from there on, he sold it off to Discover, which is known as today. But what TMG now has today is a whole heap of hospitality options for your clients, as well as a seaplane over Halong Bay and a few other arms, such as the online domestic arm, and then their DMC called Vivu Journey. So I'm going to cover off a lot more on the hospitality part tonight. So there are 10 resorts and hotels underneath the TMG umbrella. Within those are restaurants and bars, and then also there are a few cruising options down the Mekong Delta on Halong Bay, and then that sort of thing. So if you don't know anything about Vietnam at all, just a few key points. So some of what I go forward and say tonight will make a little bit more sense. Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh are two of the main hubs for Vietnam. So you can fly into Hanoi in the north, or fly into Ho Chi Minh in the south, and then you can create an itinerary for your client, either going north or south, and experiencing some of the other amazing parts of the destination in an itinerary that you create for them. So some of our highlights include Hoi An in the central coast, which is in the Quang Nam region, which we've got another presentation on tonight. That includes some amazing beaches, a UNESCO heritage listed town. And then up in Hanoi, you can access Halong Bay, which has got amazing seascapes and opportunity to experience that. In the south, there's the opportunity to see the hustling, bustling city of Ho Chi Minh, but then also access to the Mekong Delta, where you can experience floating markets. So hopefully that gives you a better picture of the destination as such. And these are where some of our properties are located in the Thien Minh Group. And in terms of piecing together an itinerary, you can kind of see that there are really key spots so that you can fit them into an FIT itinerary for your clients in different parts of the country. The story behind the Victoria hotels, which is the first group of hotels, is that in the early 90s, when other businesses were building really large-scale resorts, Victoria decided they're going to build perhaps less visited destinations, but still very fascinating. So that's what we have today. We've got a really nice portfolio of really stylish, really nicely located properties. So, for example, in Hoi An, it's named the top 10 beach resort in Vietnam. Number 1 beach resort in Vietnam. And in terms of in Can Tho, you've got its own private jetty. So that enables your clients to then experience the Mekong Delta using one of the cruises. Noi Sam's in the mountains. And then we've also got a property in Luang Prabang, which is in the heart of Luang Prabang. It's the former residence of the Lau family. And a royal palace. Oh, sorry, it's just skipping on here. And last but not least, Chao Dock, which has got a speedboat in 5 hours to Phnom Penh. So those are a few little options for your clients. These range from anything from about £50 a night up to 100, and they are only about 28 to 100 rooms per property. So your clients can feel really comfortable staying in any of these locations. The M hotels are a little bit less known. They're quite new, only about 5 or 6 years old, roughly. These are young, dynamic, fresh properties, anything from around £30 a night, and your average age of the traveller is going to be a little bit younger because they are so centrally located. Your clients can just get out and explore the cities, and both of these properties in Hue and Hoi An are 4-star entry, whereas the one in Ho Chi Minh is a 3-star. We've got one called Tui Blue. We get it's a bit of a different purpose. It's a much more of a destination holiday. It's got all your facilities. So for any MICE customers, definitely families as well, and couples, but it's got all the facilities that you could imagine for a week long or maybe 2 week long, much more of a destination holiday with access to the local fishing markets and also access to Hoi An itself. So yeah, a little bit of a different variation for the portfolio, but this is a 5-star option for you. The Flower Garden is actually where TMG is located in Hanoi. It's a 4-star hotel. It enables your clients to have a nice stay within the capital. And in terms of the prizes up for grabs tonight, they are at Mai Chau's. It's my personal favorite. Southwest of Hanoi, 135 kilometers approximately. It has about 16 lodges, but then there's also a glamping experience, which I'll go through shortly, which is new. Few reasons why your clients or why you may want to go to Mai Chau. You've got some beautiful rice terraces, and also jungles of Fulong. You can cycle past rice fields in the valleys, explore the villages like local hill tribes, and it's really relaxing. So exploration, relaxation, and lots of eating and drinking and cruising at leisure. So Mai Chau Lodge, as I mentioned, the glamping is a very new option for your clients, and those are the prizes up for grabs tonight. So the prizes actually stay at the Flower Garden and then 2 nights over here at the glamping. So the whole little 3-night package to start off any itinerary in Vietnam. And so this Mai Chau glamping is a new addition. There's about 8 glamping domes available besides the 16 standard rooms. And in terms of what else you might want to do when you get there, I mentioned a few options, but there's a lot of options on offer there, such as trekking, walking, biking, kayaking, you name it. So if you want to relax, that's fine, but there's also lots of activities to be done there as well. Moving on to the cruises. So depending on how many days your client wants to go on to see the Mekong Delta, there's something for everyone, from a day trip, which is the best seller, to an overnight trip on the sampan boat, which is courtesy of Victoria Cruises, or if you wanted to offer them something a little bit longer, you can do 5 days, 4 nights on one of our 4-star cruises up the Mekong Delta. Mekong River cruise is a must-do when visiting southern Vietnam. So whether or not they are in Ho Chi Minh and want to do the day cruises or overnight cruises, or they are in Can Tao, which is where our properties have a jetty to do the cruising, it's a must-do to experience some of the floating markets and idyllic countryside of Vietnam. So definitely one to bear in mind. Got a short little video to show you of what you can expect on a 4-star. Okay, just moving on, last but not least, we've got the high owl aviation. So this is a 12-seater seaplane, only seaplane that goes over Halong Bay. And there are 4 seaplanes in total that we have on offer. So 2 options for your clients. Either they can do Hanoi to Halong Bay, avoiding the roads in 45 minutes on a scheduled departure, rather than a 3.5-hour drive or 2.5 hours on the expressway on the roads. They can then do the 45-minute journey from Hanoi to Halong Bay itself. That's an option for your clients as well. But then also the main option really for your clients is when they get to Halong Bay, the 25-minute scenic flight over the bay itself. These are guaranteed to depart with 1 passenger, weather permitting. So you can be assured that, obviously the weather is a big part of this experience. So if there are any issues with that sort of thing, then it may not depart. But if there's 1 passenger booked on, then we are running. Thank you very much for listening on that. I see a few questions and I'll